Hi, this is Alyssa Petruzzi with RT Book Reviews. We're here at the Romance Writers of America National Conference in New York City with Jennifer Estep. Estep.
Estep.
We're here in New York City with Jennifer Estep. Did I get it right this time?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. So tell me about, you've got a new YA series, Mythos Academy.
Mythos Academy.
Tell me about it, please. Give me the setup about poor Gwen Frost and her sad state of affairs.
Yes, poor Gwen. Basically, Mythos Academy is about Gwen Frost, like you said, a 17-year-old gypsy girl who has psychometry magic, or the ability to touch any object and, immediately know, feel, and see its history. And after her mom dies in a car accident, she gets shipped off to Mythos Academy, which is the school for warrior whiz kids, as she calls them. And basically everybody at the academy is just really rich and beautiful and deadly and dangerous, except for Gwen.
Poor Gwen.
Poor Gwen. And she doesn't know why she's been being forced to go to this school, or what the powers that be have in store for her. So it's just sort of her trying to find her way in this new world.
And in November, Kiss of Frost?
November 29th, I think.
November 29th.
Yes. Technically a December book.
Technically a December book in our wacky world of publishing. So set up Kiss of Frost for us.
In Kiss of Frost, Gwen is dealing with some of the fallout from the things that happened in Touch of Frost. And basically the plot of Kiss of Frost is Gwen and all the other warrior whiz kids go to a ski resort for the winter carnival weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And of course, there's a Reaper of Chaos. Those are my bad guys. And he wants to kill Gwen before the weekend is through. So a lot of...
So perhaps Gwen is a little more warrior whiz kid
than she thinks.
Originally.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's definitely stronger and more of a warrior than she thinks she is.
So this is your first YA. What has it been like writing YA as a departure from your adult books?
Well, my Elemental Assassin adult urban fantasy series is very dark and gritty, and writing the Mythos Academy let me write a little bit lighter, but still with the urban fantasy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a really fun challenge to write away, to try to capture that voice and sort of, still put in the elements that make it a Jennifer Estep book. The action.
Which is?
The action, a lot of fight scenes, danger, romance, and still do it in the YA voice, and put just a little touch of angst in there, because you have to have a little bit of that in a YA.
Teen angst. Do we ever grow out of it?
I don't think so.
Does Jen Blanco have teen angst? Has angst in general? Not really.
I think she has a little bit of angst, but she solves that by killing people. So.
So, tell me about what kind of research that you did for Mythos Academy, because some of the kids are Amazons, Spartans, Valkyries. What is a Valkyrie?
A Valkyrie is basically an ancient warrior, a female warrior who escorted the dead to Valhalla in Norse mythology. And as far as the mythology goes, I always loved mythology. I remember watching Clash of the Titans when we would have movie days at school, the really old, kind of cheesy version with Harry Hamlin. And, I always thought it would be cool to write a mythology story. And, over the years, I read and watched a lot of mythology things like, the movie 300 or Xena Warrior Princess and the Iliad and the Odyssey and all the classic stuff that you read for school. So I just kind of use the mythology as, sort of the starting point to create my own world and my own characters.
What are some of the funnest, because there's all these strange characters in mythology, what are some of the funnest or most interesting tidbits that you came across did you do specific research for the books, or did you just kind of go with what you knew already?
The books are really based mostly on Greek and Norse mythology, because that's what I know the best. And so, I just did a little research about the various gods and goddesses, like Loki, the Norse god, trickster god. He is my bad guy. And I just sort of, read some of the myths about him, and then say, okay, this is how Loki is portrayed, and this is how I'm going to portray him. Take the various elements and really incorporate them into the story and the world that I wanted to do.
So how is Loki portrayed in mythology?
He's very much, like I said, a trickster god, mischief making. Some of the various myths, sometimes he's more of just like a classic clown kind of character, and then other times he's, really devious. And I just wanted to make him flat out evil, so that's what I did.
And does Gwen have any culinary skills like Jin does? Jin and her barbecue joint?
Gwen does not have any culinary skills, but her grandmother is an awesome baker.
So I noticed this trend in your books that there's always some sort of culinary element. Is that because you enjoy cooking at home too?
I do like to cook. I'm very much about the easy recipes, though.
Jennifer does have an excellent Mountain Dew cake recipe that she sent me, and it's really good. Yes.
Well, it's not my recipe. I can't even remember where we got that one from, but
it's delicious. I want to talk more about the students at Mythos Academy,
Okay.
aside from Gwen. So they're kind of like the popular kids, like in, like Gossip Girl, they have their Dooney and Burke, etc. But they also have all these kind of special powers. How did you decide who was going to populate the school, and how did you decide not to just have everyone be of one type? Like it's not like they're all vampires or they're all Greek gods,
Yeah, the thing that I like about mythology is, you have all these different stories from all over the world, and I just thought it would be cool to have the world be sort of open like that, that I could, pick and choose what I wanted to. So basically, some of the main warrior types would be, you have Valkyries and Amazons. Those are, most of the girls are those, and then most of the guys are Vikings and Romans. And then, of course, you have the Spartans, like Logan Quinn, who is the love interest. And the thing about Spartans is that they can pick up literally anything and know how to fight or even kill you with it. So he's very cute and very deadly.
Sounds like a perfect recipe. So tell me about Amazons. What are some of the characteristics that you chose to impart to your teen girls?
Okay, Amazons are super quick, and Valkyries are super strong, and Vikings are also super strong like Valkyries, while the Romans are super quick like Amazons. So I tried to kind of match it up and limit it a little bit, basically 5 or 6 kinds of main warriors that appear in the book.
Yeah, you worry about creature fatigue to a certain extent?
A little bit, but there are plenty of monsters in the books. Sort of my plan is to introduce a new monster in every book as the series goes along.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it's interesting that you're using, like Valkyries and Amazons, like not your typical like werewolf, vampire. You're kind of mixing it up a little bit while still keeping the supernatural element. Was that something you did on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I love writing urban fantasy, but I didn't necessarily want to write a vampire or werewolf book. Like I said, I've always loved mythology, and I just thought, that's something that's a little bit different, and something that I could have a lot of fun writing and creating the world for.
This is Liz Petruzzi with Jennifer Estep here at RWA Nationals in New York City. Thanks for stopping by.
Happy reading!